Thanks for coming down to Seattle with me today. We're down here at Pike Place Market closing things out. We got some interesting answers to our Seahawk questions today. If you don't know all the answers, check them out at Seahawks.com. For FSN, I'm Anna. Cell phones for soldiers is actually a misnomer. The cell phones aren't sent to soldiers, they're recycled. And the money received from recycling is used to buy calling cards like this one. This school bus accident happened just before 9 a.m. this morning. Police aren't exactly sure what caused the accident. However, they say all occupants are expected to be okay. In Riverdale, Anna Stonestreet, Maryland Newsline. I know when you find yourself down by a few points actually in the third quarter. How are things on the sidelines?
It didn't really get down too much. Pulled out the victory.
Great. Well, it was a well-fought game. Congratulations on having the Cascade Cup one more time.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys.
Police say it's not enough to simply remove your GPS from your front windshield. You actually need to hide it out of sight and then wipe away the suction mark. This school bus, carrying 44 students, was on its way to William Wirt Middle School when it ended up overturned. It was just before 9 this morning.
I mean, just to hear these kids scream like that and crying, I mean, it hurts. It hurts.
The driver was on Riverdale Road attempting a left-hand turn onto 61st Place, despite oncoming traffic.
The school bus driver failed to yield the right-of-way to that oncoming and favored traffic, accelerated at such a rate of speed that was greater than reasonable and prudent, and simply during that left-hand turn, his speed alone caused that school bus to tip over.
The bus driver was motionless as he was pulled out of the front of the bus. The windshield had to be broken to reach him. He was the most seriously injured. Students were clearly shaken and in shock. Though some students were injured, all were able to step out of the emergency exit with help from passers-by.
I've seen little kids get pulled out in the back of the bus driver on the stretcher, kids are screaming. I mean, it's like, this is a bunch of sadness.
School counselors and administrators soon arrived to comfort the kids, take care of lost books and backpacks, and help parents find their children. All students were taken to local hospitals for evaluations, but most appeared to only suffer bumps and bruises. Riverdale Road was closed for more than an hour this morning, but reopened around 10:30. The bus was then pulleyed upright and removed from the scene. Ripped abs, bulging biceps, and injuries. No, this isn't the women's basketball team, it's women's cheerleading, a sport at the University of Maryland, and these women are competing for a national title.
Every year you have to come out with something harder, something more creative, and when you're the best, judges judge you harder. So it really helps push us at practice, knowing that we have to be absolutely perfect.
Competitive cheerleaders are not the same people you see on the sidelines. That's the Spirit Squad. The only job for this all-female team is to compete and win. National titles aren't a rare thing here with the competitive cheer team. They've had 2 national titles in the last 5 years that they've been considered a sport, both in the last 2 years. The pressure for a three-peat is high. As freshman Samantha Ford says, living up to the expectation of a national title can be difficult.
It was nerve-wracking coming to a school that has cheerleading as a sport and being 2-time national champions.
And those national championships can come at a cost for these athletes. Injuries are just part of the game.
It was basically just a whole bunch of catching and throwing and all 4 years of just being an overhead sport.
A Maryland sport that these athletes hope to highlight with another national title.
We've won 2 years in a row, so I think the crowd and the judges have a lot of expectations for us, as we have for ourselves.
Expectations that may be fulfilled when they take the floor at the National Collegiate Cheer Championships in Daytona Thursday morning. In College Park, Anna Stonestreet, Maryland Newsline. When Ursula Bowen married her husband 5 years ago, the Colombian native knew she was marrying into the military.
And he did it because he loved his military life.
As part of the Maryland National Guard, Colin had served after 9/11 and Hurricane Katrina. But when he volunteered to go to the Middle East, Ursula just wanted him to come home okay.
And I said, you better take care of yourself there. I don't want any flags, I just want you back.
But a flag is what she got. After more than a year away and 2 weeks before he was to come home, Colin was injured by a bomb.
The first thing that I heard is Mrs. Bowen, this is Lieutenant Colonel. And once I heard that, I didn't hear even his last name, my life just turned around because I knew that was the call that I never wanted to get.
After an extensive stay in a Texas hospital, Colin died March 14th.
Colin Bowen's funeral was held here. He's one of more than 4,000 U.S. soldiers who has been killed since the beginning of the war. But it's the ones back home that are truly affected. There are now 4,000 families without a father, a sister, a husband, or a friend.
As president of a military widows group, Daisy Jackson knows having people to lean on is important.
Everything changes, and lots of times you don't know what to do. So I think an organization like the Society of Military Widows is very, very helpful.
And now, just a family of two, Ursula and Gabriella aren't sure what's next.
Right now, I think I'm still in shock. I'm still trying to really realize that it did happen.
Realizing what happened and moving forward without forgetting. In Perry Hall, Anna Stonestreet, Maryland Newsline.